Hey guys, Roxas here, and today we're gonna see if we can beat the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons with just 3 heart containers. Oh, and before we begin, here are the rules. The rules are, I can only have 3 heart containers, I can't upgrade my sword or my shield, and I can't equip any rings. Now with all of that, let's get started. I'm making character Link, and don't worry, the 4th letter of my name is E, but anyway, the story starts with Link going to the castle because the Triforce is calling him to stop a looming threat. When he arrives, the Triforce transports him to another world, which sounds legit like a isekai, but anyway, when he arrives, he hits his head and falls unconscious. But then a weird girl shows up and takes him, and after a while, Link wakes up confused into just what happened, but the people around him tell him that Din, the girl that's dancing right there, is the one that helped him recover from his injuries. So I went to her, and she asked if I'm okay. I told her yes. Then she asked me to dance with her, which you guys can see I'm not that good, but while we were dancing, the sky goes dark. Then a voice says, Din, I honors, General of Darkness has found you. Then he eats all of Din's friends and sets his eyes on her. I stood in front to protect her, but that wasn't enough to stop him from eating me far away and taking Din. After all of that, Impa, a friend of Din, wakes me up and explains what's going on. Now, Din is actually the Oracle of Seasons who wields over the forces of nature, and the reason she knows this is because Zelda told her to look after her because she sensed a shadow looming over her. Now that she's captured and sealed by Onyx, the summer, spring, fall, and winter are at disarray, and she can't do anything because she's injured. So she tasked me to help Din and save Halundrum, which is where I am. But anyway, she tells me to go talk with the Makuchi. He might know a way to save Din and stop Onyx, but I can't do that just yet because I need a sword to defend myself. Lucky me, there's one in the Hero's Cavern. Also because I can't access the Makuchi without it. That sounds familiar. Whatever. After getting this sword, I went straight to the Mako tree and explained what's going on. He says for me to help Din I need the power of 8 essences. Then he gives me a key to where the first essence is, Gnarled Root. Now the first boss is easy, just hit him in the head with your sword and he goes down easy. After beating him, you can get a heart container, but remember, 3 only, so leave that, okay? But anyway, after getting our first essence, the Makuchi tells me that the Temple of Seasons is in a strange land because Onyx buried it, but there's an item there that can help me, so I set off to find the temple. With the Amber Seeds, I burned the small tree to the west of town to get access to a new area, and meanwhile I was walking, I see a weird person with a ribbon walking around suspiciously. We later learned that it's, well, her name is actually Rose, but anyway, follow her and after a while of hiding, she goes to a bush and disappears, which is weird, but in actuality, it's a portal to another world, which is another isekai reference. Like, why? Were they hinting something? But anyway, we arrived at a mysterious place called Sobrosia, which is where the Temple of Seasons is, because earlier Rose was talking about a weird temple that fell into her world, which helped me find it. But anyway, when I arrived at the temple, the spirits of season told me to get the item in the temple, which is the Rod of Seasons, an item with the power to control all 4 seasons at will. Because Din is imprisoned and Rod doesn't have any power, lucky me the spirit of winter gave me the power to control, well, winter. And with this new item, the Makuchi tells me to go to the west because he senses an essence there. So I went to the west and reached the second dungeon, Snakes Remain. Now the boss of the dungeon wasn't that hard, you just wait till he opens his mouth, then throw a bomb. When he swallows it, pick him up and throw him in the spikes. And after doing that repeatedly, he goes down and leaves the heart container, which we leave to go get the gift of time. After getting the second essence, the Makuchi tells me that the third essence is at Spool Swamp, which is to the west of the town. So I go to the west and meet up with a kangaroo who goes by the name of Ricky, and he asked me to help him get his gloves back from a guy named Blano, and the reason he lost it is because he lost a match against him, so Blano took it as compensation. Now with all of that, I went to Blano to get the gloves back, but the only way I can get them back is by beating him in a match without using any of my weapons, just my bare hands. So I accepted, then we fought, and after a few punches, I got him out of the ring and won the gloves back. After getting the gloves back, I went back to Ricky to give him the gloves, and he was so happy to get them back that he said, hop into my pouch, I'll help you maneuver through Spool Swamp. So hopped in, and controlling a kangaroo is one of the coolest things ever. But anyway, the only way to enter the dungeon is to change the season to summer, and lucky me there was a port to Sobrosia. I got there and the way to the temple was locked, and the only person who has the key is Rose, and the only way I can get her to help me out is to get her a ribbon, which is out of the mud, but you need a starship ore that can only be found on the beach by digging around. After a while of digging, I found one and went back to the mart to get the ribbon, and after getting the ribbon and giving it to Rose, she joins me so we can go to the temple and get the power to bring forth a summer day. After getting it, we finally get access to the third dungeon, Poison Moth's Lair. Now the boss of this dungeon isn't that hard, just jump to the left or right and just keep clicking the A or B button until he's dead. Also, if you fall out of the arena and go back, the whole fight starts from the beginning, so be careful with that. But anyway, after getting the bright sun, the Makuchi tells me to go to the waterfall north of Sunken City. After getting some stuff and reaching the 4th dungeon, we go against the boss. Now the boss of this dungeon is pretty annoying because his weak spot is his eye, but he protects it with his claws. So first you have to destroy his claws, then with your slingshot, hit him in the eye with some stink balls until he goes down. After beating him and getting the 4th essence, the Mako tree tells me to go to a lake that shapes like a hourglass. Now getting to the 5th dungeon wasn't hard, just get the final essence and you're there. Now the boss of this dungeon was also pretty annoying, but after a while I finally managed to beat him. After that, the Mako tree tells me that he senses an essence at the ruins, but to get there I need 4 objects to get access to it. But the good thing is you can get a map from the shop in town, but you need a membership card to get it. But good thing they're selling one in Sobrosia shop for 5 ore. And after getting the membership card and buying the map and finding 4 objects, I finally got access to the ruins. Now after some walking, we get to one annoying puzzle that I got stuck on a while back. Now to get through the forest, you first have to change the seasons to winter, then go left, then to autumn, go down, then spring, go right, then the last season you have to change to summer and go up. Now that you know this, let's continue. Now the boss of this dungeon wasn't tough, just equip your Pegasus seeds, the boomerang, and run around until you destroy all of its mouths. Then hit him over and over with the boomerang until you see his weak spot, then hit him with a good sword slash, and then he goes down. After that, the Mako tree tells you that he sends an essence to the west where the cemetery is. But to get there, you first have to go to the pirates, and the way to get there is with a shortcut at Horn Village or at Mount Kuku. But anyway, when we talk with the captain, he says he needs his bell because of memories and stuff. But also, before I forget, you gotta talk with the captain first before you go to the desert, because there's gonna be a skeleton blocking one of the 4 switches you gotta hit in a specific order to actually unlock the area towards the desert. Just to tell you guys that immediately before you go straight to the desert. But anyway, then when you get the captain's okay and tell the skeleton in the desert he sent you, you gotta hit the 4th skeleton in this order. The 3rd skeleton 2 times, the 2nd one once, the 1st one 2 times, and the 4th one 3 times, and boom, it's open. Now after all of that, I go to the other half of the ship to find a ghost of a skeleton, which sounds weird, but anyway. Now he tells me that he's been looking for the bell until he became like this, and because of that he can't do anything, but lucky him I was there to help him out. Now before we can find the bell, I gotta go find his head so I can help him out, and after a while of walking in the desert, we fall in a hole, we found the bell, well, pretty much a rusty bell, but because we finally found it, he was so happy that he can finally take a nice rest. After getting the bell and bringing it back to the captain, he sees the bell looks ugly, so he tasks me to go polish it. Good thing they can polish it here, so Sobrosia. And also tell the guy do it, because if you say please, he won't help you. But anyway, after fixing the bell and bringing it back, the captain is finally ready to set sail again. And after getting on the ship and some seasickness, we finally arrived at the 7th dungeon, Explorer's Crypt. Now the boss of the dungeon is nothing to scoff at, because at this point in the game things get serious real fast. But first, let me explain the boss itself. Now the boss has 2 phases. The first phase, you gotta destroy his 2 heads. After destroying them, you pretty much go in the 2nd phase, which is a skeleton, and be careful with that phase because it's pretty much can go south really fast, because the moment the phase starts, jump immediately, because he's gonna do a quick attack that shakes the ground, making you pretty much lose your balance, and you're gonna stay like that for enough time for the boss to come and attack you, so be careful with that. But anyway, after dying over and over, I finally managed to beat him and get the 7th essence. And after getting the 7th essence, the Mako tree tells me that I should go look for the 8th essence by myself, which sounds like a dick move, but hey, he told me where I can find pretty much the 1st all the way towards the 7th, so I don't think it's gonna be that hard. Right? No, but seriously, getting to the 8th dungeon was easy, because there's gonna be a part of the map that already gives you a hint, and if you're still stuck, you can just Google it. I mean, I didn't make a rule that you can't. But anyway, now the boss has an attack that can turn you to stone, so be careful. Also, it has a laser attack, so watch out. And that's it. I was thinking this boss fight was gonna be tough, and yes, I died, but even then, it only took me 5 minutes to beat it. But at least I got lucky, it didn't take me half an hour to beat him. But anyway, after beating him, you finally get the final essence, and after getting it, the Mako tree tells you to come to him so you can give me something. So I went to him, and now with his newly regained strength, he gave me a seed that can pretty much help me destroy the barrier that's blocking me to get towards Anna's castle. And with this, I can finally go against Anos. After breaking his barrier and going through his castle, I finally reach where he is so I can fight him. But before I fight him, I bought a magic potion because it restores your health after you fall in battle, so it's gonna be really helpful. But anyway, this first phase is easy. Just charge up your sword and do a spin attack a few times and it goes down. And after that, we have his 2nd phase where he uses the impersonate Dane as a shield, which you have to hit with the Rod of the Seasons, because if you use your sword, you'll get electrocuted, which isn't helpful. Also, he has this tornado attack that can give you some serious damage, but even then, if you do the same thing as the first phase, just with some added stuff, it'll be fun. And knowing that, I managed to beat his 1st and 2nd phase. After that, we reach his 3rd phase, which is his true form, a dark dragon. Now, I'm starting for this part, but alright, let's see how this goes. I don't think it's gonna go that wrong. Nah, I'll be fine. Yeah, 100% sure. I'll be fine. No, come on. What? Not again. Oh my god. No, stop it. Why? Come on. Dude, not again. What the heck? No. What? Didn't even touch me. What? No, come on, stop, please. Oh my god. No, no. What the heck? Dude, dang it. Why? Stop doing that. No, not again. Oh, come on. What the heck? Gee, what? Bro, why? Dude, stop it. What? Alright, now this fight was hard, and I mean really hard. As hard as I get in the, well, probably not that hard, but it was still pretty hard. Good thing I found a video, shout out to Treesonance, which helped me a lot because there's actually a loop they can do against Onyx in his dragon form. But first, his weak spot is the gem on his forehead, which you can get to by jumping on his hand when he slams it down. Now with all of that, let's talk about the loop. The loop is when you're on his hand and jump to hit his weak spot, you can actually fly back to the other hand and do it again. So for example, if you're on the right hand, you jump, hit his weak spot, you can actually fly to his left hand and then do it again and again and again. And that's pretty much the loop, which is, when I found that out, I was like, whoa man, this makes this boss incredibly easy, which what I was thinking, but oh my god, that was not easy. The loop is really hard to actually master, especially in 2 hours. But I eventually managed to beat him after a while. And don't get me wrong, I managed to beat him thanks to the loop and luck, but he's still as tough as ever. But anyway, after beating him, Din is finally free, and with her free, the seasons go back to normal. So can it be the Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages with only 3 heart containers? Yes, you can. It might get annoying at one point, but if you don't quit and keep going, you can totally do it. But before we end this, we got a glimpse of 2 witches who go by the name of Twin Roa after beating the game, and also we got a password that we can put in Oracle of Ages so we can find out what their main plan is. So if you guys want me to continue this challenge in Oracle of Ages, just a poll up there where you can choose if you want me to continue in Oracle of Ages or if you want to see my Pokemon challenge. Now with all of that, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe and have a nice day.